Well, over the years, I've seen public gardens in the 60s not being looked after. But what's happened in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s is that things have got better, much better. And here's a fine example. We're in part of Longwood Gardens Reimagined, and this is the West Conservatory. It is spectacular. A lot of money has been invested into it, but I think it's going to pay dividends. This is Kenny. He is the manager of all kinds of things there, including the West Conservatory. Spectacular building.
Well, thank you.
So,
and it's just a small part of our whole reimagined area, which is 17 acres. We have an entire new area out front, which is of course in front of the West Conservatory. We also have the Cascade Garden, which has been brought back, and we have the new bonsai court, which is all part of this new experience.
and of course, Christmas has eked its way in here as well.
Just a little bit.
Anyway, so tell me about your plants, some of the plants you've got growing here.
So we have a lot of plants that are native to the Mediterranean areas, such as Australia. We have a lot of California plants, things that you would find in Greece or find in Italy, planted in the ground as permanent plants in here, which means they'll stay in here all year. A lot of them will be blooming during our winter months, so you'll see a lot of the larger plants that have been planted in the summertime, putting out flowers right in winter when everything outside is dark and dingy,
mud season,
and it'll be bright and gorgeous in here.
Coming through the entrance, so I can't help you, your eyes are taken right up to those spectacular hanging baskets.
Yep.
It's like icicles trickling down, so it's got that kind of winter theme to it. Tell us about those plants.
So those are orchid baskets. We have orchid baskets in there. We also have baskets of burrow's tail, which is a sedum.
Yeah.
So those will stay permanently, and they'll continue to keep growing.
So the orchids, that needs a lot of looking after, or you've chosen a variety that's a little easier?
Well, they're Phalaenopsis, so really Phalaenopsis are pretty easy orchids to take care of.
There's some spectacular palm trees there, yeah?
Yep.
And they're big, so this is a new building, so you must have brought them in as big specimens, yeah?
Oh yeah, that was a project. They came in, they came up from Florida. They're a Madagascar native palm tree, a Bismarckia palm.
Yep.
And yeah, we have 8 of them planted.
So tell us about the trees then. You've brought Christmas in here, and they're not floating, they're in containers there. They don't mind standing in water.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're at home, you have to water your tree all the time.
It's standing in water, hopefully.
Exactly, yep. Well, we don't have that problem here. We have our floating trees, which are basically floating in the water, just like our conservatory is floating in the water. If you look at it from outside, so we have that inside as well.
Well, Kenny, it's been an absolute pleasure, eye-opening experience. Thank you ever so much.
We'd love to have you, so.
And happy holidays to everybody. And if you want to work off some of that extra weight, Longwood Gardens is the place to come. So I wanted to find a little bit more about the structure of this wonderful new building. And this is a gentleman who knows all about it. This is Chad. Chad, excellent to meet you.
Thank you, sir.
So, quite a project you have here, yeah?
Yep. It's an exciting opportunity to be a part of this new conservatory. We've got 32,000 square feet under glass.
Those arches, I mean, tell us the design theme of the actual building itself.
So the architects, Weiss Manfredi, took kind of a little bit of a look at our history and also the local site and used that in how they designed this. So if you look at our history, we had the Lord and Burnham greenhouses that were here before. They were kind of aging out, and that was the impetus for this project, was needing to replace those. They paid homage to the kind of structure that's classic of them. Yep. And then just outside here, we have a grove of these 7 London plane trees that were planted in Pierre's days, back when Mr. DuPont was here on site. They've got these nice arches, and I don't believe any 2 of them are the same, just like a tree.
So we've got sunshine. Can be great in the winter for plants, can be a nightmare in the summer. So what do you do to control the sunlight?
Well, we've got some shades that are deployed all across the southern faces of the roofs, and in a few places they come across the north as well. So we've got it, ideally it's been engineered that we'll never be hotter in here than we are outside because of those shades, and because we have 360 degrees of windows around us. Gotcha. I think there are close to 400 different operable windows in this building. We've got a series of earth ducts that connect to our Idea Garden just to the south of us here, lower in grade. So we've got 10 3-foot wide pipes that are running about 300 foot long.
Wow.
That as we're expelling hot air out of the roof,
It's drawing it from outside.
Yep. drawing the cool
Through
air
the ground.
from underneath that grove of trees, which is naturally a little bit cooler.
So on a hot day, it's bringing 60-degree, maybe cool air into what could be a 120-degree greenhouse.
Yep, exactly.
So, is that the vents I'm seeing on the ground here?
Yep, exactly.
So this must be all what they call engineered soil or something like that, or what are these plants growing in?
So this is a mixture of sand, pine bark, or pine fines, and peat moss are the main components. And then we've got some expanded shale, larger aggregates, because we're growing plants in here that come from arid climates.
Gotcha. But I have to say, coming middle of winter, it's dull, the sunlight isn't very strong. You come in here, you could think it's spring, a warm spring day.
Yep,
And that will cheer you up. That will make you feel much better.
Yep, let's call this eternal spring in here.
Eternal spring. What a great idea. Now, what we haven't really told you about is just what a fantastic place Longwood Gardens is at nighttime. It's completely different. So tell us what we're missing.
Oh, Longwood Christmas is fantastic both by day and night. We have more than 500,000 lights outside, a beautiful wildlife tree, an Italian water garden, and our main fountain garden is just dazzling with its musical light show.
So you've got LED lights to bring it all up together and whatever?
We do. The fountain show mimics the water that you would normally see during the summer months out there.
So if you've got some overactive kids, you can walk them around the lights, tire them out.
Oh my gosh, the kids love it. It is a fun trip for all generations.
Brilliant.
We do recommend you make your reservations in advance online at longwoodgardens.org. Admission is by time tickets. This means that we're asking that you create a reservation for the time slot that you plan to be here. But once you're at our gardens, you can stay until gardens are closed.
Brilliant. Well, thanks ever so much. And all remains from us is to wish you happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.